How's it going, everyone? I'm NotBae, and I am finally bringing you guys some Mewtwo gameplay. This has by far been my most requested video, and honestly, I've always been pretty hesitant about the topic. I don't have any tournament gameplay, just simply because I never get put on stream, so it usually means the best option for gameplay, at least from my end, is Elite Smash. And unfortunately, I just don't find Elite Smash, or online gameplay in general, that interesting, at least for analysis. The gameplay is generally a lot slower due to input delay and lag, and there are some strategies and tactics that work in Elite that just don't really work in a tournament setting. I also think if you're looking for top quality Mewtwo gameplay, looking up Zenkai or Seago Toast would be much better than my gameplay personally, simply because they are the best Mewtwo's in the world. But since you guys have been super patient and have been requesting this for a long time, I figured why not record a play session of mine and provide some post-game commentary for you guys to enjoy. I played 6 games on Elite Smash, and I will provide some commentary essentially going over my thought process, my mindset, what's going through my head at a certain point, and kind of explain why I'm doing the things that I do. And to give a ballpark estimate of the skill level that I'm playing at, my GSP at the time of this recording is right here. Lastly, to those of you who think that this is staged and that I handpicked my games that I wanted to show, here's a clip from my replay vault. You'll see that when I scroll through each replay, the times of each game are very close to one another. So there's my proof that these were 6 consecutive games. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so starting off we have a Ridley we need to fight. Now Ridley is one of Mewtwo's better matchups in my opinion. With that being said, that doesn't mean take it easy on him by any means. So, right off the bat, you're going to notice that I'm going to play a little bit more passively, just simply because I like to just collect information. I essentially use the first, moments of a match to really try and figure out how my opponent plays the game. And so I'm going to be using a lot of Shadow Balls, I'm going to be trying to space my fairs a lot, and essentially I'm just trying to figure out how my opponent plays the game. What options do they like out of shield? How do they like to punish my get-ups? What kind of options are they just looking for in general? So that's what I'm kind of trying to figure out. And that's advice that I would recommend you try and do, not just like for online, but for Smash in general. If you're playing someone for the first time and you don't know how they play, use the first, waking moments to really figure out how they play the game. So I get the disable right there, kind of made a mistake. I probably should have gone for the charge down smash instead of the instead of the forward smash, but hindsight's 20/20. So right here, I'm just trying to put on more pressure. He goes for the up B downwards to catch the ledge, which is a smart move because it's pretty hard to challenge. Does it again right there, and it's something that I'm keeping in mind because if he misses that, it's a pretty easy punish for Mewtwo. And so he makes a bad play here. He tries to go for the ledge by up being horizontally, but it does end up working out for him. He doesn't space it well, and so it's an easy punish for Mewtwo. So here, I actually start playing a little more aggressively. I start to essentially just add the pressure on, and what I'm trying to do is just force him into a mistake at this point. I have the momentum at this point in the match, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build off of that. And unfortunately, it makes me play a little recklessly. I kind of go for a neutral air there when I really shouldn't have, and so he takes my stock. But as you can see, I'm just playing within the flow of the game. I'm not trying to... I'm a very momentum-based player. I like to just play at my own pace, and I don't like it when that gets ruined. So if you guys ever play against me, that's kind of something you can keep in mind. If you can throw off my rhythm and throw off my momentum, then I become a lot more one-dimensional of a player. But anyway, he punishes over aggression with the side B, and here he's still going for the up Bs downward, which again, really good option for Ridley if you can do it consistently. Again, punish the over aggression again. I noticed that he is much more on the aggressive side, and this is where he makes the bad play. He kind of misspaced and just miscalculated where he was going to land on stage, and he ends up getting punished for his up B onto the stage. So now that I notice, at this point in the game, I've noticed what options he likes out of shield, and he really likes to nair and he likes to up smash. Those are like his main things, as you can see. So since I have the lead, I'm going to try and play to that. I know that he's going to go for the up smash right there, so I'm going to wait it out. And essentially, this is when I start playing a little more passively. I'm going to kind of let him come to me, just because I know his options now, I know what he likes to do, and I'm going to just try and punish him for all of the things that he's trying to do. He gets me, throws me off stage, and again, I'm just going to punish his over aggression. He comes off stage and was not expecting me to throw out an attack. So that's the first game. Alright, game 2 is against the Captain Falcon. Now this game is pretty important to me, simply because it really stresses how important it is to collect information and just use those first moments to really figure out how your opponent plays the game. Because this Captain Falcon kind of threw me for a loop, especially in the beginning of this game. Most Captain Falcons that I play against are pretty aggressive, and if not aggressive, they're more on the aggressive side than defensive. This guy plays a lot more defensive and plays much more of a bait and punish style, very similar to Mewtwo, where essentially he is seeing what I'm doing and just is reacting and responding to it. And it's a really good playstyle. It's actually one of my favorite playstyles because you are essentially taking what your opponent is giving you and just punishing them for it. Because there's always an opening in your opponent's gameplay, so that's what he's just trying to do. And what you're going to notice is that he doesn't really make that much of an effort to edgeguard me or really ledge trap me at all. He's mainly concerned about maintaining neutral and kind of win through a battle of attrition rather than just killing me through explosive combos. So as you can see, he's not really comboing me that much. He's like hitting me here and there, but he's mainly just adding on to chip damage. Go for the ledge disable. It doesn't really work out that much, but it's fine. Go for the double jump forward air because it's a really good option. And I'm pretty sure Captain Falcon has a pretty tough time just catching that in general. So here I actually made a bad mistake. I didn't mean to air dodge there as more of a misinput. Goes for the Falcon kick. Doesn't really do much. And here again we're just resetting neutral, and I keep on making bad mistakes. I decided to go for a forward air after the Shadow Ball hits the shield. And when I really should be going for grabs instead, simply because he hasn't really dropped the shield and hasn't really spot dodged at all. So just a little bit of hindsight. But as you can see, at this point after that dash attack, he and I both know that I am in the correct percentage where I will get taken out from my dash attack. So he's looking for that right now. As you can see, he's not committing until he can see that opening. He catches my landing and I end up paying the price for it. And here, I actually get pretty antsy. You'll see I'm going to do 2 consecutive rolls, just run right into his grab, and get combo to 38%, but luckily I take the stop with the double jump forward air. And that's something that's really important what I just did. So I was pretty antsy right there until I took that stock, and once I did take the stock, I just calmed myself down, took a deep breath, and take a step back. And that's something that is really important. A lot of people, when they get flustered, they don't really get out of that state of emotion. They kind of just stay flustered, and you don't want to do that. You never play better when you're flustered, and it's just something that you gotta realize, and something that you gotta just say, okay, that stock was rough, but let's get back into the right state of mind. So here again, just more of a battle about stage control and neutral in general. Read that spot dodge, and here I'm actually going to go for an edge guard because I haven't been edge guarding him at all. And Mewtwo just edge guards Falcon super well. Actually, it's one of the main reasons why I think Mewtwo wins this matchup. Falcon can't really do much off stage, and Mewtwo can do whatever he wants and get back for free. So here again, just more playing the neutral. I'm just trying to space with Shadow Balls and Fairs. Go for the confusion, doesn't really work out for me, and the one time he does go for the edge guard, I end up punishing him with the confusion into forward air. Goes for the Falcon kick, but I end up landing on a platform and fastball forward airing to take the stock. And so here again, just playing a lot more passive. Goes immediately for a dash attack because he's kind of conditioned me to expect some kind of grab or whatever. And here, just catch the landing. And I believe I'm going to Shadow Ball, predicting the ledge jump. Yep, and then I Shadow Claw. It's not going to take him out just yet, but I'm going to bait out the high recovery with that Shadow Ball. I go for the grab. Shadow Ball again is not going to kill, and here I'm just going to edge guard him with neutral air because I know my neutral air trades with his up B. Alright, game 3 is against the Byleth, and I really like this game actually because this game is an example of what you shouldn't do at the start of the game. I essentially just go into this game thinking that this is going to play like another Byleth or just like any other character, and that's really not the case. Byleth plays pretty different from most characters, and I don't really respect the options that much. I'm constantly just getting punished for just my overaggression, and he's just taking advantage of it. And you're going to see right here, I actually am so flustered that he calls out my spot dodge, and he just forward smashes me right there, just deletes me from the stage. And so I got to play a lot of catch-up. And so there get the 2 forward airs. He obviously counters the third one with a back air. And here, again, I'm just still playing catch-up, and unfortunately, I think I actually started playing a little more aggressively, but fortunately for him, he kind of SDs. I don't know why, I don't know what he was thinking, what the thought process was, but it was a bad mistake because he brings me right back into this game. But even though I'm like in this game, mentally it still feels like I'm fighting an uphill battle. Like I'm not down by necessarily that much. It's just, I guess, the thought process and the mindset that I'm only in this game because my opponent SD'd. And honestly, it's a bad mindset to have. It's something that you gotta get rid of and just say, you know what, we're in this game. Whether it was because he SD'd or not is regardless. We're in this game. We gotta take advantage of it. And so runs off the platform, hits me with the back air, he goes for the ledge trap again, it's not really working out for him. Unfortunately, Violet doesn't seem to, I guess, use that edge trap very well against Mewtwo, at least from my experience. I just feel like Mewtwo can stall his recovery a lot better than most characters, and so, as a result, Violet really needs to make a hard read on how Mewtwo is going to recover, or when he's going to recover. So it doesn't really work out for him. And here, I'm actually just going to just keep applying pressure with Shadow Balls. And you're going to notice that throughout this game, I'm not really charging up fully, unless he dies and is in the midst of respawning. And that's because I'm just trying to essentially keep on the pressure with just the low charge Shadow Balls. And unfortunately, he actually gets scared from my presence just being off stage, and so I'm able to take that stock. But yeah, with the Shadow Balls, this is really the only time where I really fully charge the Shadow Ball, and it just applied a little bit of shield pressure. But yeah, make an ill-advised mistake and try to neutral air, but unfortunately it doesn't work out very well. But now we are on the offensive. I'm converting all my combos, which is good, and now he counterplays with his own combos. And again, predicts me incorrectly with my get-up. And here I almost made the mistake of a lifetime. He would have destroyed me with that down smash. Goes for the spot dodge. I didn't realize that I wasn't able to punish that. Again, goes for the dash attack. Dash attack is actually pretty strong. And so, again, he's going for the ledge trap, and I know every time he goes for that, I can usually punish with the forward air, so that's what I'm kind of looking for off the ledge. Again, falling forward air, not neutral air, excuse me. And here, I actually bait out the roll with the Shadow Ball and charge the down smash for the kill. Alright, moving on to game 4, we have another Captain Falcon, so it's a little unfortunate that we got two of the same character in one play session. With that being said, this guy plays much more like the Captain Falcon I'm used to playing against, so he plays a lot more aggressive, and in that sense makes this matchup a little more different, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, this guy definitely is much more combo heavy in terms of how he plays Falcon, and as a result, I actually get kind of caught off guard. I was expecting a much more campy Falcon, and as a result, I'm just not responding well to his combos. As you can see, I'm air dodging immediately, and now here I'm trying to forward air to break the combo. It's really something that I kind of don't realize until much later, and obviously it gets me comboed to 95%. But here we're at equal playing ground now in terms of percent. I down smash trying to read the tech roll in, and unfortunately he doesn't. Good play by him. Now he tech rolls in, I try to go for the forward smash, but it was too late. And here, I'm actually recovering extremely low, because I know that this guy is playing a lot more aggressive now, and I know that he's going to try and edgeguard me. And so what I'm trying to do, especially when I recover, and also hit him with the Shadow Ball, force to air dodge in, and I take the stock with the back air. But what you're going to notice about how I'm recovering is that I'm recovering extremely low, and as a result, since Falcon has a pretty limited recovery, that's forcing him to dig extremely deep if he wants to edgeguard me. And so that's essentially me sending him a message just telling him, listen, if you're trying to edgeguard me, you gotta go really deep, and it may actually cost you your stock, and as you're gonna see later in this match, it actually will. So that's how I'm recovering against him, and that's how I would recommend doing it, just simply because if against characters like Falcon who have very limited recoveries, they can't really challenge you off stage, and so it makes an aspect, which is recovering, much simpler in the matchup. So here we have him at the ledge, he recovers pretty nicely, and I actually tried to parry that jab, simply because Captain Falcon's jab is actually pretty easy to parry, but unfortunately it doesn't work out for me. And go for the down throw, he misses the tech, and I actually gets up pretty delayed, so I don't get that disable off. And here we're kind of just playing around each other's shields. He hits me with the weak knee, again, just recover extremely low. And at this point I have a pretty sizable lead. He does a good job at parrying right there. Go for the double jump forward air off the ledge because, like I said, Falcon has a pretty tough time challenging that. He doesn't really have an out of shield option that is really good to deal with that, but catches landing with a forward smash and I end up taking the stock. And this is where it gets him killed. He spiked me right there, but he goes a little too deep, and that's a stock. Okay, going into Game 5 is against another Byleth. I don't know what it was about the session with me playing duplicate characters, but hey, this will be my redemption point since the first Byleth kind of bodied me, so like I said, redemption point. Anyways, we're starting off the match. We're just keeping our distance. I'm really, after playing the first Byleth, I learned that I really need to keep my space when fighting this character and really keep him out of range. And so I'm doing just that. I'm usually approaching with the Shadow Ball, and that's how I'm just gonna try and play this game. Catches my jump with the up smash, it looks like. And so I'm just trying to play around his shield. Fortunately, he grabs me, hits me with a combo. And there, that was actually really risky. The double jump forward air absolutely could have been backfired. Go for the weak Shadow Ball into throw, and here we're going to predict him to throw out an aerial and back air to take the stock. So moving on to the second stock, he again predicts me to just keep his shield, so he grabs me. And that's something that I kind of need to improve on. He's grabbing me a little more than I want to, and maybe that's just because Byleth's aerials are all pretty strong, and so he's kind of just conditioned me to just hold up my shield and just take the grab. Teleport in from the ledge, pretty nice option, especially since I haven't shown it to him. And here, just punish his landing, go for the raw back air. And what I'm doing right here is I'm actually just trying to take advantage of Byleth's weaknesses, because one core weakness about Byleth is that they don't really have a great way to land or really get back to stage in general. Like, all of their options are pretty laggy. And here, predict them to land with an aerial, again, just punishing their bad landing options, and we take the stock with the up smash. He immediately respawns, takes my stock with an arrow, so not too big of a deal. We have a pretty sizable lead. We have a full stock lead and then some extra credit. So at this point, we're just going to try and increase the aggression, just simply because we have him on the ropes, we have a lot of momentum, so I figured now's the time to really just put a nail in the coffin. And here, try and predict the landing again. Probably not the best option, definitely should have gone for a much more consistent option. And so it's going for the forward smash. He's getting a little antsy, honestly, just with all the forward smashes that he's putting out. Again, go for weak Shadow Ball, forward air, or forward throw at the ledge. And I'm just going to let him recover back to stage because I know I'm at 50%, and I know that if he up Bs me, I'm probably going to get spiked. And here I believe is going to be enough to take the stock. Yes, it is. Up throw is going to close out the game. And to finish out our session, we have an Elite Smash Samus, because what Elite Smash session would be complete without an Elite Smash Samus, right? Right. Anyways, start of the game, I'm probably going to sound like a broken record, but again, just collecting information, trying to see how this man plays the game, because Samus is very versatile, especially in playstyle. So I noticed that just from the opening moments of the game that this person is definitely a lot more combo heavy and not really as defensive as most Samuses that I'm used to playing, which is good in the sense that I really like this kind of playstyle from Samus. It's a lot more fun to play against, but unfortunately it's very scary also just being on the receiving end, because as you can see, he's comboing me and just catching a lot of my options, and so that's something I really gotta just keep in mind and something I gotta take advantage of when I see an opening. So here is where Samus is actually very scared off stage, because only way to get back to stage is with the bombs, and I'm able to just spike him to take that stock. So try and ledge jump, and unfortunately he covers that very nicely with the up tilt. And so right now I'm just going to try and close the gap. I know he's not nearly as zone based as most Samuses are, so I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to play a lot more aggressively and really just try and get in as much as I can and make the most of my opportunities. So here, punish his hits on shield. We're just going to zone around him, apply some pressure on the stage, and there, missed the tech. Doesn't work out too well for him, simply because we get that trade. Able to reflect that projectile just in time, And there I was actually trying to be reverse the Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, it does not work out for me. I think I would have taken the stock, but luckily I read that roll, and we let the Shadow Ball fly, and that absolutely is going to delete him from the stage. So here again, just applying more pressure. I'm not really hanging back that much. Probably the better strategy would be to hang back now that I have the lead and kind of force him to approach and play my game. But hey, I'm a pretty aggressive player, so as you can see, I'm definitely going for a lot more, I guess, clip-worthy moments. And just really applying the pressure, trying to make some hard reads, really just take him completely out of this game, and I do just that. And that brings us to the end of the play session. There was definitely a lot to take in on what you should and shouldn't do, so here are the main takeaways from watching this video in my opinion. Number 1, use the first moments to collect information about your opponent. Try and see what options they like and in what situations. Figuring this stuff out at the start of the match will always allow you to set the pace of the game and decide how you want to play this match. Number 2, take note of what you did wrong. You can definitely tell that I did not play perfectly in any of these games, but I recognize when I made a mistake and try to learn from it. If you only focus on what you did right, your growth as a player will be a lot slower than what it normally should be. And lastly, do your best to keep calm when you play. In this play session, the times that I got impatient or anxious were the moments that my opponents built their lead or decreased the deficit. Staying mentally strong and focused is incredibly important, regardless if you're playing in a tournament or online. Keep your cool and properly assess each situation. Do all of these things and you will see improvement in your game. And this brings us to the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something useful. If you did, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing if you would like to see more. If you have a suggestion for me or my content, let me know in a comment below. That's all I have for now. Stay healthy this season, and I will see you all later. Peace out.